Bam, son! This is Shooting It Straight, the podcast where life lessons don't come sugar-coated and excuses get bitched.
I'm Randy Black, podcast guy, professional question asker, and apparently the only one here who doesn't yell "Bam, son" in public.
Well, we're working on that, Randy. I'm Jim Clayton, coach, mentor, motivator, and the guy who still thinks a whistle may be the best motivational tool known to man.
Each week, we're taking what Jim's learned from the court, the drills, the discipline, the drive, and translating it into real-world success.
That's right. This ain't just about basketball. It's about showing up when life presses full court. It's about pushing through when the clock's ticking down.
If you're looking for fluff, well, you might just want to ride the bench.
We're here to help you believe bigger, achieve louder, and motivate stronger. So buckle up, and whatever you do, keep shooting it straight. Bam, son!
Welcome back to Shooting It Straight. I'm Randy Black, joined by my co-host,
Coach Jim Clayton.
And we are live from the Sports City U studio in Hurricane, West Virginia. You can join us live each and every week on Thursday evenings at approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern by heading over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/live or by following the show in a modern podcast app as we record each episode every week. We have a Discord community that you can join. It's a great place to connect, to ask questions, to share your insights, and to keep the conversation going beyond the podcast. You can join that community by heading over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/discord. And we also have a Facebook page dedicated to the podcast where you can see updates and posts related to the show. You can head over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/Facebook to access the page and give us a follow. Let's cut straight to it, Jim. Are you being productive or are you just collecting tools? It's easy to believe that the right app, the right calendar system, or the right piece of tech will fix everything. But the truth is, tools don't create productivity. Habits do. Tools might make things smoother, but habits make things stick. So, Jim, here's the big question to kick us off. Can a tool ever make up for poor habits, or is it always habits that do the heavy lifting?
It's the habits. Tools don't create productivity, habits do. And habits are things that we do without thinking. Okay, now you can have good habits, you can have bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just as hard to break a good habit as it is a bad habit.
Yeah.
All right, and the tools and these systems that we're talking about are essential for success. But you got to understand, habits are the real engine. They're the ones that keep you chugging down that road for personal growth. So we're always trying, when we say personal growth, we're trying to get what? We're trying to get better.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got to have an engine that's running. Mm-hmm. And you got to make sure that engine is firing on all pistons and cylinders and everything is working the right way. Okay. Now, again, habits, a system, or let me rephrase that. System is a collection of habits. So if your system is good, you got a collection of what? Good habits.
Mm-hmm.
If your system is bad, well, guess what? You got a collection of bad habits.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, these tools that we're talking about, these apps, all these little things that can help you,
mm-hmm.
they're just a singular resource.
Right.
Okay? A system is an overall process.
Yeah.
Not a singular one-hit wonder. You know what I mean? This is something that goes on, and it's a process. And a habit it's a direct action.
Mm-hmm.
People who have bad habits, we talked about this last week. You know what a lot of them do? They fall into that procrastination category.
Yes.
Okay. And we don't want to do that. Okay. And you here's the big thing. You fall to the level of your systems. You don't rise to the level of your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your system is, and again, that's something that does what? You're going to keep using it. You're going to revamp it. You're going to repolish it. You're going to add to it. You're going to find the wrong things, the right things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the bottom line in life is habits are going to direct you, not tools. Those things that you have now, those are, what I call another word for that sometimes, shortcuts.
Yes.
Shortcuts. Okay, I'll give you an example. The guns. The machines out here that throw the ball back to you.
Right.
Okay.
For somebody's listening who may not know what that is, kind of explain what it is so they get the picture in their head.
Okay, the gun is it's a funnel system made up of a large net that when you shoot the ball, make or miss, it funnels into this net, drops down a chute into a machine, and then so many seconds, depending on where you're on the court or where you want to be, it'll throw the ball back to you. So when you shoot it, you don't have to chase it. It's coming back to you. There's 3 or 4 balls in the system at one time. So they're always shooting it back to you. So you can actually get more reps.
Okay.
All right. But again, I told the kids tonight, I said, have you ever shot one? And you just stood there and the ball came right back to you, like the perfect shot. Well, there wasn't no gun on that one. You just hit the perfect shot. Now, that doesn't happen very often. It does for some people that know what they're doing, but for other people, it'll happen every once in a while, whether you do it right or not. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, what happens is these kids come in and they work on that gun. They get 500, 600 shots. Then they go home and they don't touch a ball.
Yeah.
They got a $3,000 goal sitting on their driveway. They got the Taj Mahal court, and it's out there with ghost players.
Yeah.
So there's no follow-up to that, okay? And then they forget what you taught them because they don't write stuff down. We'll talk about that later, okay? And, it's just, what happens is they're getting better by using some of these tools to help them get more reps. Mm-hmm. But the process to be where they want to be is going to take a whole lot longer. Mm-hmm. And that's the biggest thing right there. That's the biggest thing.
So you did a really great job there defining the difference between a tool and a habit. And I really liked how you said that because it kind of guides us in our discussion with what we're looking at. Habits, when you think about it, a habit is just that repeated action you have every single day. And if you're going to be successful, you have to develop those. Things like taking your time to review your priorities, to block in your time for what you're working on, simply showing up consistently at the same time. Those are behaviors that really create some lasting results. Great examples of habits, but your tools don't necessarily make your habits. You can have some great tools. You can have some task tracking apps like Todoist and Microsoft To Do. You can have some project management platforms. You can have a digital calendar. And heck, even today, now we have AI, and you can have an AI assistant. Those things promise to keep you organized. They promise to keep you on track and automate your work. But on the surface, that's all they do. They don't really help you to build in those habits to make those things part of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, because it's a flash in the pan.
Yeah. The tool can amplify what you do, but it can't create the discipline on its own. The tool is only as effective as the habit you build that it supports and that you build to support using the tool. So from your perspective, and you might have hit on this a little bit already, how do you see someone relying mostly on tools versus someone who's relying mostly on their habits?
Okay, so if you're relying on a tool, what happens when that tool's not there?
That's the question.
Okay, and a lot of those tools are technology-based, right? So how many times does technology get messed up?
A lot.
A lot. So when it's not there, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like almost like you're a fake. Mm-hmm. Okay, fake it till you make it. Okay, so you're relying on something that's not really you. Your habits are you. Your habits are the result of your choices.
Right.
And the old saying, we are our choices. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it takes a lot of choices repeated, over and over and over again to where you do it without thinking. And see, a habit is something you do without thinking. Whether it's right or wrong, you do it without thinking. Boom.
Yeah.
You don't have to be talked into it. You don't have to be persuaded. You just do it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Well, what if there's nothing there for you to do? That's why you see kids today. They just sit there and look at you.
Yeah. Oh, I see it every day. Like, say the internet goes down. The teacher doesn't know what to do. The kids don't know what to do. Well, pull out some paper, pull out a pencil, and let's get to work.
What's plan B?
Yeah.
What happens if that don't work? What's your options on the table?
Yeah.
See, some people have no options. They're in a dead end.
Yeah.
Because they're relying on stuff that's not really them. Mm-hmm. Okay? And, it's whether you're successful or not, whatever you're doing and how you're doing it is on you.
Yeah.
It all depends on you. You can't rely on, now these are great little assets to have when you need them.
Yeah.
But you can't bank on them.
No, not at all.
No, it all comes down to what you're going to do. You know, I always say that it's how you show up at the showdown that counts.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you're ready for, that's what's going to show up. I don't need to hit a button and wait. Okay, wait till this loads. Okay, then I'll know what to do.
Yeah.
No, I already know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so people that are so used to these things, okay, I wouldn't want them to be making decisions in a crisis situation.
No, I would worry.
Oh, no. You know, so, I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, it's these things are all great. It makes it easy. But when you really look at it, another word for that is old school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an old school guy. We never had tools. If we had anything we were going to use, it was called creativity and imagination.
Yeah.
Those were our tools.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went and did them. We made them ourselves.
So that kind of leads us into the big question that we hear all the time when we're talking about the idea of tools and habits. And it's, can a tool actually replace a habit, or does it just make a weak system that you've built look fancy? Here's the reality. Tools are only as good as the habits that are behind them. You can have the most advanced app, the most detailed planner, the flashiest, most amazing productivity system. But if you don't consistently use it, it won't do anything for you. You've wasted your time. So think about it. How many times have people out there downloaded, or we've seen an app that is supposed to be so great? We set up this complicated workflow and we start using it. And after a week or two, that shiny object trap has worn off. Tools amplify what you're already doing, but they don't create the discipline to act in the first place. So, Jim, in your experience, what's one of the most common mistakes that you've seen people make when they're relying too heavily on the tools without building the habits to implement the tools?
Well, one of the biggest thing is habits are something that take a while to develop.
Okay.
Okay. Now, thing about it is when you learn right and you practice hard, you will ultimately see the results you desire.
Yes, I agree.
When you learn wrong and you don't practice, wrong plus wrong makes twice as wrong.
Yes.
And then you're going to spend your life in repair because you didn't prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the big reasons, we've already mentioned that, is shortcuts. Everybody's looking to the shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to success.
Okay.
There's no shortcuts to the top. Everything in life that's worthwhile is uphill. It's always going to be going uphill.
Mm-hmm.
But consistency to do things is the key. See, most people are really inconsistent, but they want consistent results.
Mm-hmm.
They won't do it, but they want to act like they did it, or they want the results that come from doing it. Well, last time I checked, that doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
I can't find that place. I tell people all the time, when you find that place, here's my number. Call me. I'm coming.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm not waiting on your phone call because the place really doesn't even exist. Okay? But the power of a habit is in how much you consistently use it,
right.
Good or bad. Now, that's not something that just normally happens. You're not born with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's developed.
Right.
Okay? And, you know, one of the best ways to develop that is taste a little bit of success. We talked about this earlier, about those little victories.
Mm-hmm.
Success, not failure to failure to failure to failure.
Right.
Okay? I mean, failure is a better way to begin again more intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't have thick skin, and as soon as something goes wrong, they bail. They're looking for somebody to bail them out. Okay? It's not going to happen in the game of life.
Right.
Okay? So, you know, again, you can't rely on those tools. You got to rely on your habits. And when you have put your heart and soul into those habits, see, the deal is here, giving up ain't an option.
Yeah.
The more you put into it, the less likely you're walking away.
Mm-hmm.
The less you put into it, it's so much easier to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what people do. Because I'm just telling you, people's habits, man, they got some funky habits. I'm just telling you, they got funky habits.
Yeah.
Because they have no system in place. They've never developed a system. So it's kind of like what they learn when they come here to Sports City. I have a system that teaches you how to grip the ball. Because if you don't hold, anytime there's a ball involved, there's a grip involved. And if the grip is off, the whole thing's off. The foundation's off, okay? And the footwork is the foundation. Wherever you go on a basketball court, guess what? Your feet are going to take you there.
Right.
Just like in life. How did we get up here? Well, no elevator. Nobody carried us up here. We walked. Our feet brought us up here. Okay? So you got to learn how to master that stuff. And then going right, going left, all these little things are like Legos. Habits are like Legos.
Okay.
You connect them. And then all of a sudden, when you get to something that's not connected, that's where it ends.
Yeah.
It's over.
Makes sense.
And so you guys keep adding and adding and adding. And it's like a branch. You know, there's a thick branch, but you ever notice these little ones that are going off?
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, guess what? Those are going to be thick branches.
Yeah.
But they didn't start out that way. And see, everybody wants to start out great. And it's just not going to happen. And I don't care whether it's education, school, business, whatever. I mean, your habits are going to, they consistently shape your life and your results.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you can't occasionally do these things.
Right.
These are things that need to be reproduced every single day.
Yes. Exactly.
And again, when you do something every single day, what's the definition of that? Consistency.
Yeah. Without the habits, the tools are just a fancy list of reminders or a fancy way of organizing everything together. You have to have the habit to make it implemented and be successful. Here's an example. I used to work at Huntington High School. I was a sysop there. So I handled all the technology for Huntington High. That also meant I had to handle all the students and all their user accounts and everything with that. And I worked very hard with the registrar, the secretary, and the counseling department to have a system in place. We had a tool in place that when a student enrolled, there was a form she filled out, and it sent me an email. It also sent an email, like if the kid was coming from another school in the county, it would email Jeff at Cabell Midland or Rhonda at Crossroads Academy and tell them this student has left you and enrolled with us. So they knew to expect this has happened. If the student left us and she filled it out, it would send an email to them and tell them this student is coming to you if they were going in the county. And it was a great tool. It worked fantastic. But if I didn't follow up with it every time I got the notification, those accounts wouldn't get moved. The accounts wouldn't get created. I had to have the habit of checking that multiple times a day to be able to make sure I was getting the things done. The tool was great. I did all the work on it, got it all set up, implemented. But if I didn't follow through and have the habit of checking and looking at it, it was a waste of my time. It didn't do any good. I had to be proactive and build that habit to make sure I followed through on it.
Well, the follow-up, good point, good terminology, is the human side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the other stuff is technology side of stuff. That's not human.
Right.
Technology. Now, some human built it, okay? But, you know, a person could look at that machine I use for shooting,
right?
Which I've seen. A little boy out on the farm, he did the same thing out of 2x4s. Exact same thing. Built the whole machine out of 2x4s, shooting on a barn. Now, that boy used his, his brain, his thinking skills, okay? He didn't have the money to buy one of those, so guess what? He built one. And of the two who bought one and built one, who do you think gets more use out of it? The guy that built it.
Yeah.
100%. You know what I mean? 100%.
Definitely.
But, yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, the human side of it, you got to follow up. So if I told people today, here's a little exercise. Go get you a blank sheet of paper, put a line down the middle, put habits, good habits, bad habits. Take a couple minutes, list your good habits. List your bad habits. Then look over all the good habits. How'd I get those? What do I got to do to fix it? What can I do to take those good habits and make it even what? Not good.
Yeah.
Make it great. What can I do with those bad habits to reverse it? You understand?
Yeah.
So there's the key word, reverse.
And it goes back to what the quote the clip we used on the last episode with Mel Robbins talking about procrastination.
Oh.
Procrastination is a habit. You've developed that to handle stress. It's a very simple thing. It's a habit. And because it's a habit, what can you do? You can change it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, again, speaking on terms of things to do, how to reflect on where you are. Most people don't even know what their good habits they got.
That's true.
They can't even write it down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of, you got to have, and I'm a John Maxwell certified coach.
Right.
And he's like the leadership guru of the world.
He is.
So he talks about the rule of 5.
The rule. Okay, good. I wanted to get to this. I wanted to talk about this because I saw this in your notes.
Rule of 5. 5 daily activities that you need to do. Okay? Daily activities.
Okay.
Number 1, you need to read something. Okay? Now, what I read and what you read might not be the same.
Right.
Because I'm reading things that ultimately they directly are in correlation with what I'm doing.
Right.
The road I'm on. My road and your road might not be the same road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which they're not. You're in the technology world. That's way above my pay grade. Okay. But reading about people in this growth journey, reading about people about habits, reading about things that people have done that I never thought about doing that can help what I'm doing become even better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you got to read and things that are in your field. Number 2, you got to write it down. Write it down. Ask kids tonight in class, you got a basketball notebook? No. Go to Walgreens over there, go to Dollar General, get your notebook and write basketball notebook. When you leave out of here, write stuff down. If I'm going out tomorrow and do a workout, write the workout down.
The research shows that when you write things down, you commit it to memory better. You commit it into your processing.
No question about it. And if you can't write it down, guess what? You don't know it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, think, reflection, planning. In today's world of multitasking, hustle and bustle, this and that and everything else, guess what? We don't even have a chance to think.
Yeah.
I'm talking about quiet time. Kids today can't even go to bed without turning that phone off and they stay up all night. Then they wonder why tomorrow they have a crappy day.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Reflect. Think on your own. I got a shirt downstairs that says thinking is a skill. Just like shooting, just like writing, just like lifting, just like driving a car, just like dribbling, just like hitting a golf. That's a skill. Well, thinking, you got to think those things to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you got to reflect. Today, what did I do good today? That's when I always start when I reflect. Man, I had a good day. What were 3 things I did good today? What were 3 things I didn't do so good today?
Mm-hmm. What
can I do tomorrow, you understand, to make those things better?
Right.
Okay? Tomorrow's tomorrow. 12:01 starts tomorrow. So that's what I do. Okay? Organize it. File it.
Yeah.
Okay? So if I'm talking about habits, I'm going to have it under habits. Talk about consistency, I'm going to have it under the word consistency. Okay? And they might intersect, a little bit on certain things, but I'm organized. I'm not trying to find things, okay? When you're organized, everything's more accessible to you at a quick point when you need it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know it's around here somewhere. Let me search for it. Okay. And then the last thing, which nobody does. Nobody. Kids today, they can't ask questions.
Yeah.
So when you ask a question, you engage in constant learning.
Yeah.
Because you're seeking answers.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to say, I ask questions all the time. I ask open-ended questions. I'll ask the question and leave the word out I want you to say. And then they look at you like. And then when I say it again, I'll stop and go right back to that person. They can answer it.
Yeah.
They can end the sentence. Okay, so they're following along with you, and they know what you're going to say before you actually what? Say it.
Yeah.
Okay? See, and when you do those things, you read, you write, you think, you file it where you want it, and you ask questions. I mean, my little grandkids, 4 and 6, I say something, they go, why? 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 Mm-hmm. Okay. Whew. Why? Why? They always want to know why. That's great.
Mm-hmm. The sad part is most kids, they lose that.
They do lose it. You know why? Because we choked the creativity out of them by telling them what to do.
Yep.
I remember one of the last things I did when I was in school. I said, okay, I passed them all a blank sheet of paper. And I said, here's 5 things. You can write this down. I want as criteria. I want it to have this in it, this in it, this in it, this in it, this. Now I want you to create a picture, whatever you think of, where you can put all these 5 things together. Maybe something you like to do. Some of you guys might like engines or this or whatever. Doesn't have to be. And then all of a sudden I say, you got it? Those are the 5 things I want to see in there. All right, now go get it. And then some, they start. And some just sit there and look at you. After about 5 seconds, 6 seconds, I go, what are you looking at? What's wrong? Well, I don't know what to do. You got to tell us what to do. I already told you.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you what I wanted. I want you to create it, but somehow incorporate these things in. Oh. Then I give them an example. Oh. Then they start to do it. And then some
along those lines, my favorite is, you get the teacher that gives them this open-ended assignment, like that, and they start giving them examples of what to do, and they just do the example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you could make a PowerPoint. Got it. Every kid does a PowerPoint because it's the first example they named. And it happens all the time. It goes back to, and a little off topic, but it goes back to this graphic that I found years ago, and it talked about technology usage in the classroom, and it said that technology is not an outcome. Technology is not, the goal should not be to make a PowerPoint. The goal should not be to create a presentation on Prezi or Google Slides. It should not be to create a video. It should not be to whatever. The goal is use PowerPoint to raise awareness on this topic. Use the video you're producing to teach someone how to do this skill. Technology is not the outcome. It's the tool. It's the same idea. We have all these great tools, but our habits have to use those to get the outcome.
Oh, yeah. See, so I would do a PowerPoint and I'd leave certain things out. I'd give them a bold statement and I'd go ABC. They go, why come there's nothing in the ABC? I said, because we're going to decide what those are. Tell me something that we could put in there that relates to, and I'd say a subject, that I know 3 or 4 kids are really good at in the class. Well, guess what I'm expecting? An answer from those 3 or 4 kids. And then they'll give me an answer. One of them will say, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, who can give me another answer based on something else there? They start giving me, now it's called feedback.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look up and I say, hold up a minute. Oh, I thought you said there was nothing in there. Oh, well, we put something in there. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We put something in there. Or really, I didn't. You did.
Yeah.
You put something in there. Okay, so.
You didn't just give them the knowledge.
Exactly
you
right.
led them to find it.
That's exactly right. So every action that kid took right there is a vote for their type of person they want to be. So they're voting for themselves. Now, no one's more qualified to be you than you, so vote for you.
Yeah.
But see, again, it comes back to confidence. And, again, choices. They're scared because they're thinking what I might say might sound dumb. There are no dumb answers.
No, there aren't.
This is an opinionated thing. What do you think? And I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I was watching a thing on TV where they were talking about Labor Day. And they went to the beach, a bunch of college kids. What is Labor Day? Now these are college kids, right?
They had
asking them questions that, oh my God, if I was their parents and I saw that on TV.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When I see that stuff, it worries me because I was a social studies teacher and this is stuff we talked about, things that I made sure we illustrated. This is what this day is for. This is what this day is about. And that makes me realize that I may have been one of the few people doing it.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's unbelievable. But you see, everybody today focuses, on the outcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Focus on what you want to be. Okay. Now, the outcome, you might change 2 or 3 ways along. I mean, my dad said, you're going to be an engineer. Everybody in my family's I said, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. I hate math. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I want to do. Well, guess what? I wasn't an engineer.
Right.
And the lady that got me into doing teaching, that was the worst class. I hated that class more than anything else.
You told us all about it. It was
okay. And these habits that we're talking about, and this confidence and this focus and this vote for you, all these things, they shape your identity.
Yeah.
And they also provide the motivation, and bam, the motivation to continue it. Okay? See, what motivates people to continue going? Okay, if they hit that wall, as John Maxwell calls it, the law of the lid. Okay, you put your hand down. If I put my hand right there, I don't care how hard you work, you're going to hit the lid. But when I raise the lid, guess what? Now you can come up to the lid. So what's your lid?
Yeah.
So start small, build up to that lid. Then what? Raise the bar, or you call it a bar.
Yeah.
The lid, the bar, I don't care what you call it.
Some people might even say that it, use the term, and I hate it, is it's that glass ceiling. You're trying to break through, you're trying to get through it. It's the same idea, same concept.
Oh, there's no question about it.
We've really, we've taken and flipped the script here with what we've talked about a little bit with this conversation, in that, the idea is that you don't build up your tools to fit your habits.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Or no, sorry, I said that wrong. That your tools should fit with your habits. Your habits shouldn't fit with your tools. Yes. So, here's an example. Let's say, and I know this is you. You're a pen and paper guy. You write things down. I mean, I cleaned up a lot of stuff up here when I moved the table and stuff around the other day.
What do you see?
But it's everywhere. There's paper all over the place. You're constantly writing things down. That's how you work your way through your thought process. If I said, Jim, you got to stop and you got to start typing it in on this program, you're going to fall flat on your face, not because you're not trying, because I know you'd try, but that's not you. That's not how you work. So it's the idea that, you have to make sure that your tools fit your habit, not your habit being forced to accept your tools.
100%. You're 100% correct. And,
it's the whole idea. Stop and ask yourself, what is working for me already? What do I already do that can make this work? And then add tools to those habits to strengthen them.
Absolutely. Build
them up. Absolutely. The goal is to create a workflow for yourself that feels natural, not forced.
Yeah. You're dead on it.
And that all falls right along in with that rule of 5 that we just talked about. It goes right along in that whole thing.
Oh, there's no question about it. And again, when you have these habits, how do you manage them? You know what I mean? Tools got to fit what you're doing. I mean, that's the natural progression when that happens. You naturally do that. So don't go against gravity.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't win very, very much in that situation. Because when you go against that, it's almost like I'm forcing you. I'm not trying to force it on anybody. Okay? But I know if you'll just stick with something, my mom used to always say, be like a postage stamp, stick to something till you get there. And I said, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. But the truth of the matter is, it's not really that dumb. Some people can't stick to nothing.
Right.
Okay? Because they're always looking for a way out, because it's all forced. It's not natural.
Yeah.
And I think that's just huge.
The biggest principle, like when we look at this and we talk about our tools and our habits, the biggest principle in all this is we really need just to keep it simple.
Oh,
keep it simple, stupid. Not that we're saying someone's stupid, as we talked about last week, but it's the idea that keeping it simple makes it that much easier for you. If you make things that are complicated and convoluted and full of all this stuff, like, something as simple as a sticky note. Think about it. How many times have you wrote something on a sticky note and stuck it on the fridge, or stuck it on your desk, or stuck it on your monitor because you'll see it? A lot of people, they keep an actual planner book, a calendar. They write things down. I put stuff on my phone. That's my method. That's how I do it, because I'm looking at that all the time. Even something as simple as, how do I end my day? How do I sit down at night and say, okay, what was today like? What can I do tomorrow to make it better? What can I do from today to keep making it better tomorrow? That whole routine. Something like that can be so much more effective than going out and paying $30 a month for an app to try to keep yourself organized. It's the simple things that get you there.
And if you're paying $30 for that app and that's not something that you really do, that's in your natural flow, guess what? You'll still be paying that $30 and you're going to get nothing for it.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing for it. But you talk about sticky notes. I'll tell you, when I was growing up, coming through the ranks where I was starting to get things going a little bit, I had sticky notes all over my house. One of the first real purchases, I wanted a red Land Rover Discovery, old school one.
Yeah.
And I found a picture of it out of Colorado. Never forget it. Took the picture, put it on a sticky note. I put it everywhere I went. Went to the bathroom. There it was. Went over here. There it was. Went over here. There it was. And everywhere I looked, guess what I saw? And it kept me on that track. And then one day, guess what? Whew, I went up there and got it. Now it wasn't on a sticky note anymore. It was in my driveway.
Yeah.
And I do that on, you say, that's kind of a dumb thing to, hey, it's just that little thing. Keep your eye on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your eyes in front of you on your path that you want to go. And it's a small little thing, but boy, does it yield huge results. And that's what I did. And everything that I put on a sticky note that I've wanted, I've gotten.
Good.
I've worked to get it. It might take me a year, 2 years, 3 years to get it, but guess what? Doesn't matter when or how, it matters I got it.
Yeah.
So I finished the story.
Yeah. You set the goal.
And I went and hit it.
You used your habits and the tools available to you to continue to build those habits and achieve that.
And that's the stuff that keeps me creative.
Yeah.
Like my pen is working as fast as my brain. I can't type that fast and I can't text very fast. So guess what? My fingers and my brain ain't in sync. So I'm going to forget stuff.
Yeah.
That I'm thinking. That's why I always keep it right next to my desk. Guess what? 3:30 in the morning. I'll come up with some of my best ideas at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, I got to write this down.
And guess what? I said to myself before, I'll remember that in the morning. Then I can't remember it. I'll never remember.
Yeah, it happens.
So if I write it down, sometimes I might have to look at it a couple times to see what I wrote because I might be about half asleep. But
then you got to get it to your brain to spark that idea again.
Yeah. You got to do that. And again, you have to harp on it, but it's just something that it's a daily thing.
Yeah.
And how do you manage these habits?
Exactly. That's where I want to go. I'm looking at your notes. Okay. And on your notes, you have how to manage your habits.
Yes.
Big heading at the top of the page.
Yep.
Let's start going through that. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So one, you got to assess your habits. Already told you that.
Yep.
Make a list.
What's
list
good,
your
what's
good ones. Bad. List your bad ones. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Enhance the good ones.
Oh.
Okay. Enhance the good ones. Make them better. Look for ways to strengthen and build on the positive ones. The negative ones usually are things that are not that important to you.
Right.
Not things you're not good at. Again, back on the key word, procrastination.
Yeah.
You're not good at it, so you put it on the back burner. Okay, enhance the good ones. Get rid and eliminate the bad ones. That's just time killers.
Yeah.
You're spinning your wheels on something that's never going to produce results.
Yeah.
Bad return on your investment.
But the thing is, though, that may be one of the hardest things you have to do.
Oh, no question. But see, nobody does that.
Right.
Oh, they talk about it, but there's no call to action. You got to put it down. Check it off. Check. Again, and tackle them one at a time. Okay? We all have them.
Right.
We all have downhill. You can call them good or bad. I call them downhill and uphill habits.
Okay.
That's a better way of saying good and bad.
Makes sense.
Okay? And your thoughts decide those things, man. And we got some different types of downhill habits.
Okay.
And you got to know what those things are. Okay? Here's a downhill habit. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Well, it's not going very well.
I hear that all the time.
Things aren't quite going the way I envisioned them. Okay? That means maybe what you're doing, okay, again, we talk about learning things. Where's the application?
Yeah. Am
I just learning a fact? Well, how can I asked this question. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. I said this last week, so it's been a week. I said, tell me something cool you learned in school today. I haven't heard one yet. I said, well, let me give you a cool thing.
Yeah.
Let me give you a cool thing. And there's 3 boys sitting there. They're all about the same age. 8th grade, 9th grade.
Correct.
I said, I just gave you a check for $1 million. What are you going to do with it? And the room got silent.
Yeah. They're not sure how to respond.
I just gave you $1 million. You are all now millionaires. What are you going to do with it? They don't know what to do with it. Well, I'm going to put it in the bank. Okay. Well, the government's going to get, you ever heard of a thing called taxes? Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. Well, the government's going to get 50% of it. Okay. Well, what could I do? Well, I could maybe invest it. Well, I could put it in my savings account. Well, don't touch it for 50 years. You'll probably have a little bit of money, but what you're going to learn is in a savings account, there's not a lot of growth.
Nope.
There is some, and it's safe.
Very, very low interest rates.
It's safe to an extent, but it only covers so much money. It don't cover $1 million. It only covers $250,000. Oh, hold on. Where's my other $750? Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about investing in a foundation? Well, what's that? They have no clue what to do. What about that? I mean, so here's the bottom line. But they said, man, it's cool that you'd give me $1 million. But you don't know what to do. Some of you don't even know cool from being a fool.
Yeah.
They don't even know what cool is, But again, you got it. That's the education part. I still have yet to hear somebody say, well, we just learned math and we did some things like that stuff. I said, well, that ain't cool. Well, not that.
Yeah.
If I gave you now, what about the math that goes with that million? Well, that's cool because then I'm going to be able to do some things I want. I said, yeah.
I told you, I talked to my son on the way up here this evening, and he's in the marching band for the first time as a senior. So he's, this is all new experiences for him. And when he was talking with me, he's like, I asked him how things went today with school and with band practice and everything after school. He's like, we got the fourth movement down. The fourth song's down. We did it. We worked our way through it. We've got most of it complete. He's like, we actually worked all the way through. We got through the entire show. And he was excited. He's like, this was really fun. He's like, we were actually doing this. And he was excited about it. For him, that was something cool he did at school, something he learned this week.
And it was new.
Mm-hmm.
See, so, when kids, along this, it's not going very well, that's an invitation for exit.
Yeah.
Burnout.
It's an exit strategy.
That's an exit strategy because, you haven't even allowed the good things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, you use your son, for example. All the grueling things, all summer, the band camp, the asphalt training, all that stuff, which was not fun. Now, all of a sudden, all that's coming to what? Fruit. And it's coming to the top. It's coming to the surface. Now, all of it's coming together. And now it's fun to push it all together.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why amazing is not always amazing. The journey to be amazing is never usually amazing.
It's rough.
It is tough. Okay? But you can't learn to navigate a ship on tough waters by getting in a rowboat and rowing around the lake.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people have already thrown in the towel before it ever even gets to the good things.
Yeah.
Okay? They're not anticipating the positive outcome. Okay? Because they're not engaged in it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to engage in something. Engagement and energy is by people that are what? Passionate people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think kids today are passionate about nothing.
Yeah, a lot of them. The vast majority of them
when's
are
the last
not.
When's the last time a parent asked your son, hey, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Is there anything that you really get excited about doing? Like you're really passionate about it? If you could do anything and passionate about, what would you really like to do? That's called a conversation with your kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think parents have that many conversations. I think it's like, you shouldn't have done this. It's the after the fact conversation.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we have the before fact conversation? Then we don't have to get to after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because sometimes when you have the before fact conversation about this stuff, when they do it, which sometimes they'll do it anyway, you just look at them and go, mm-hmm. And they thinking, God, he already told me that was going to happen. Man, maybe this guy does know a little bit more than I think he does. Okay? I mean, that's just, you can't sit on your heels. Because when you sit back on your heels, sitting on your heels.
You're being passive. You need to be active.
Self-doubt. You're back on your heels. Man, I want you on your toes. Leaning forward, man, like you're about to cross that finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Moving forward, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, the next thing we ask it, okay, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, some things aren't worth it to you. Then just guess what? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, things that are, when you have the mindset it's not worth it, then your attention span is what? Short.
Yeah.
Okay, and boy, do we live in a world like that. I mean, the kids' attention span today is short, and shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6, 7, 8 seconds. I love watching these things on TV about cell phones, taking them out.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a guy who's the guru of it yesterday. I don't know if I can remember all of them, but I can remember a couple of them. Here's was his 4 rules. Okay. Now, some of y'all kids, you probably don't want to hear this. Nobody gets an iPhone before age 16. Nobody. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody gets one. Number 2, no social media, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever all the other ones are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Till you're 16. Okay.
Okay.
Now, here's what's going to happen. When you take those things away from people, here's the change we got to make that we don't make. Now we got to get these kids actively engaged in stuff. They can't just be sitting in a classroom all day. They got to get up. They got to get out. They got to be working together. And I'll use this as a class example. The other day, I had an old mini bike that I bought and used to ride all over the place. Well, it got in a flood, and the engine flooded. I bought the engine at Harbor Freight for $99.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hooked that thing on, had the cable, man, I used to fly around that thing all the time. Well, eventually, it got flooded. I didn't drive it anymore, so it's sitting there. So, the little boy next door, I said, Landon, I said, you want that mini bike? I'll give it to you. He says, you gonna give me that mini bike? I said, yeah, I'll give it to you. Here's what you got to do. You got to get some new wheels on it. He said, I think I already got some. I said, then you don't have to get any. I said, number 2, strip it down. You probably need a new throttle cable, and you need to go get you a new engine for $99. Strip it down, sand it down real good. You and your dad, because his dad's really good at fixing everything.
Yeah.
And I said, paint it a different color, whatever, you know what I mean? And then reassemble it. But there's only one catch. You have to let me drive around the block when you get it done. He said, no problem. So my granddaughter was sitting right there. These 2 boys.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's sitting over on it, doing the thing. Next thing I look, there's one of them over there. What? Doing the same thing. Well, then they shift it, and the guy was over goes, man, that's a cool basket. He's jumping up now to touch the net. Guess what those 2 6 and 4-year-olds doing? Touching the what?
Yep.
Because they're engaging with people, asking each other questions. You know, all stuff. Man, I like that bike. You know, you ever ride your bike? Yeah, I got one, but it's at home. They're talking to each other.
Yeah.
Now, these 2 kids, these 2 girls, 4 and 6, didn't know these 2 boys. They're 8th graders.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing what? They're talking with them. They're engaged with them. They're doing things with them. But see, if you just sit and look at stuff all the time, that's not engaging.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the 4th was, but I'm thinking, man. But see, he says, not giving these kids iPads, not doing phones, not doing all this stuff. No, we're not giving you that junk. Okay? Because that's just a tool for parents to give a kids so they sit down and shut up over there.
A lot of times. Yeah.
Because they don't want a parent.
Mm-hmm.
They just want the kid to go over there and get in his own little world. You know what I mean? Well, then one day I don't want you in that world.
Yeah.
But I've allowed you to be in that habit.
Mm-hmm.
Habit. Okay, put the iPad. No, then they throw a what? Fit.
Yeah.
Oh, then what do? Oh, we buy into the fit.
A lot of times.
That's what goes on. When I used to travel, I see kids that just sitting on things going like this. They're all going to have neck problems and hand problems and everything by the time they get down the road here. I mean, these guys now ought to be thinking about neck surgery. No, it's going to take a rise. They already got this. What's that? Carpal tunnel?
As I was doing research for an episode we have coming up, a lady I was listening to an interview that she had done, and she was on a CBS. I can't remember which program on CBS, but as she's talking, one of the things she talks about is smartphones, and she said smartphones are fantastic. They're great, but it's created a problem.
Big problem.
Everybody is hunched over. Their heads forward and down, the neck's pulled forward. The body is even hunching forward. We're creating a society of people who are turning into hunchbacks. That's not the way she said it, but
they're shrinking.
But it was the implication that it's causing this to happen because we're all connected to the phone 24/7.
But an analogy to that is, here's what I would say to you. Guess what? Where are you looking? Down.
Mm-hmm.
If you look down long enough, it's kind of hard to go. You can't look down and up at the same time.
Right.
It's impossible. Okay? So if you're constantly looking down, that might end up where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Okay? But again, is it worth it? Okay? So growth becomes almost impossible when you do what only fulfills you for that day.
Yes.
No long-term activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's all today. Just for today. Just for today. Well, today is the most important day. Today is the day. I'll grant you that. But it's going to end here in a while. 12:01. What about tomorrow? Well, I don't have one. I don't have anything for tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's going to be here. Okay, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
See, that's what you're doing. And the best experience is getting better, growing, getting smarter, expanding your creativity, your comfort zone. Guess what? It's being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I use that word all the time. But see, today, I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a world of immediate gratification.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, right now.
That instant dopamine hit. Like, you post a picture or a selfie of yourself online and, I got 45 likes in 3 seconds. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who gives a flying fart about it?
Who cares? And see, that's the reason inconsistency is so huge.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's right now.
Mm-hmm.
It rewards you for short term.
It's in the moment.
In the moment, short term. Now, what we need to do is change the word. I did a thing on this one. We need to go from instant gratification to what? Immediate gratification. That lives in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Okay? So what happens as you piece this stuff together, the Lego connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get there. That's daily commitment to getting better. You're either getting better or getting worse.
Right.
Daily commitment. 7 days a week. The most successful people in the world never take a day off ever.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. They might not be in the office, but they're writing something down. You know what I mean? They're thinking about something.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about some of those people here just a little bit. Just kind of a preview of what's coming up.
Yes.
I got a nice list of them.
And the last thing I would tell you is people look at this and go, man, it shouldn't be this hard. Well, sometimes it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't seen, like, we've been working on a project. I've been working on a project that's moving, hopefully, really soon to get done. And we've been working on it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know it was going to take that long. Well, maybe it's just not that time yet. You ever noticed that when you go to buy a bottle of wine that's really aged and old,
mm-hmm.
it ain't like you're buying Boone's Farm off the shelf over here for $1.25.
Yeah.
Man, that stuff costs what? It's aged.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes you got to age with it. It's not as simple as you think it is. And, it's not always going to be fair.
No.
Sometimes you look at it and go, man, this is unfair. We'll get in line with everybody else.
Right.
But the real question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You ain't going to be able to sit on the sideline and wait for things to happen. You got to what? You got to make them happen.
Yeah. It's what we talked about already. It's that idea of, are you going to be passive or are you going to be active?
Yeah, you got to make things happen.
Make it happen or are you going to let it happen to you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, yeah, you either control it or it's control you. And then when it controls you, here we go. We're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
We're regressing. We are not progressing.
Right.
And this happens to everybody every day. And they don't know what to do about it.
Right.
And then they get on to people. That's why negative sells so much. They don't want to talk about the positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to talk about the negative because there's more people what? They're in the negative than what? The positive. You know what I mean? The positive. And, like I said, I've been looking at these reels. I've been in this reel thing and watching people in higher powers look down on people. You know what I mean? That are working their way up, not knowing, judging them for what they look like, not who they are. And I know what the outcome's going to be every time, but I still just like to watch it to see and what I can learn from it.
Right.
Because that's all stuff that what happens every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And, growth and you getting better, it cannot happen without challenge.
Yes.
You got to be challenged. You got to be challenged. Okay. And, it's not about you all the time. It's not about you.
That's a big one, because there's so many people who think that everything in their life and their family's life and their friends' life and those in their community, it all revolves around just them.
I heard Joyce Meyer say this one time. They're going around, what about me at the mountain? What about me? What about me? What about me? I said, well, what about we? I said, if you want it to be about you truly, listen carefully what I'm about to tell you. Here's where it can all be about you. Right out there on the wrestling mat.
Oh.
Me and you.
That's not where I thought you were going to go with that. But
yeah, I was talking to a wrestling coach today. And I said, if you want it to be about you, let's find out if you want it to be about you. When that guy slams you on that mat, who you going to blame that on? Mom and daddy can't come out there and save you. It's you against that guy. That's you. What about you? It's all about you, brother.
Yeah.
You win or you don't. But see, in a team game where you got employees, you got other members of your team, okay, those people do what? It's not singular.
Right.
And that's, it's a team thing.
Everybody's working together to try to accomplish the goal.
For the same goal. For the same goal. And they're willing to accept their what? Their roles. To make the betterment of the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just look at that and I goes, and the people that are, what about me? They always end up underachieving.
Yeah.
They're always underachievers. And you can look at any of these people. I know you're going to talk about some successful people. But, they all have the same characteristics.
Yes.
They all do.
Yeah.
Okay. And guess what? You can have them too.
Can. Yeah. So, what as we've worked our way through the episode today, we've talked about habits, we've talked about tools, we've talked about creating systems that fit with your natural workflow, but let's take a look at some real life examples. Some people who are, where minimal tools for them have led to maximum productivity. Some of the most productive people out there don't rely on dozens of apps or complicated systems. They stick to, like, for example, a simple notebook or a calendar, just a few core habits that they have, and they can get more done than people using fancy tools without any type of discipline keeping them in check. But here's a few great examples of individuals who've become successful by doing these exact things. And these are people I've done some research and come across. The first is a gentleman named Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is the author of The 4-Hour Workweek. He focuses on just a few high-impact tasks each day instead of trying to do everything at once. He experiments with his routines and his habits to get the most results with the least wasted effort. His approach shows that carefully chosen habits can produce outsized results. He's all about doing less, but doing it better and letting those habits drive the outcome. Then we have a guy like Warren Buffett, the legendary investor and CEO.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
About Tim Ferriss? What he's basically saying is you can't be great at anything and try to do everything.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
That's what I just heard you say.
Okay. He's all about having that focus on those habits, those things he does to make the situation better, to make his work better, to keep his workflow going. I mean, come on. The name of his book is The 4-Hour Workweek.
Well, I bet a lot of people would be up for that.
I'm sure. But yeah, that's exactly what Tim is all about. Then we got Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He keeps his daily routines very simple. He dedicates hours to reading. That sounds familiar, doesn't it, Jim?
Oh,
reflecting and learning. He limits the number of decisions he makes each day so he can focus on the ones that truly matter. And these small, consistent habits have compounded over time, and they fuel his long-term success. He's one of the wealthiest guys in the world. His discipline proves that steady habits beat complicated systems every single time.
And here's an interesting fact about Mr. Warren Buffett. He still lives in the same house that he paid $59,000 for that he did before he became a whatever there.
And is he in Omaha? I think he's in Nebraska.
And here's the thing he says. People that drive big cars and live in big houses, that doesn't tell me how much money you're worth. That just tells me how much money you spend.
Yeah. I love Warren Buffett for that.
Oh, man. He just keeps it simple.
Yeah. Then we get to somebody like Serena Williams. Everybody knows who the Williams sisters are from the tennis world. Serena is one of the greatest athletes of all times. She sticks to a very strict training, recovery, and mental preparation routines in what she does. She builds up her day around those core habits instead of chasing new tools or gimmicks. Her consistency in fundamentals has kept her performing at the top level for decades. Think about it. I remember the Williams sisters as teenagers, and now they're both in their, late 30s, 40s, early 40s. So for decades, they've been able to do this. By focusing on what works, she avoids distractions that could derail the results she's hoping to achieve. Her success is a clear example of how habits are driving her to her peak performance.
And when I listen to you talk about that, here's the key words I picked up out of there.
Okay.
1, core habits.
Yeah.
Core. Right there, man. Okay? She doesn't chase wild things.
Right.
That don't produce results.
Mm-hmm.
She's consistent, and she sticks to the basics, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And she's great at them. Now, she's getting up in a little age, which we all have. And the things we used to do, you just can't do anymore. Mm-hmm. And her younger sister, who they both became stars on the circuit, she made a comeback at the U.S. Open this year, and she won her first round in doubles. I don't know where she did, but that just says she wanted to see if she could still compete with the best of them.
Yeah.
And she really did for that age. Now, anybody her age, she'd smoke them off the court.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? But again, that's learning what? She came from an old school dad who put into work, reps, over and over and over and over and over. Yeah. How long are we going to do this, Dad? We're going to do it so long, honey, that you can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's paid off. When everybody else wasn't willing to do that. Okay. They're not willing to do it. Then you're not going to get those results.
Yeah. The last person I pulled up and put on our list here to talk about is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is a little bit of a polarizing figure for a lot of people, but he's the founder of Amazon, and he limits his daily decisions so he can avoid a mental overload, and he keeps his workflows very simple. He prioritizes his energy for high-value activities like innovation and long-term strategy. I mean, look at it. The guy has a company that is launching people into space. He's done well. He owns the Washington Post, I believe it is. So he's expanded what he does for his investments and his innovation and what he's wanting to do. By removing the unnecessary distractions and relying on these routines, Bezos ensures that consistent habits, not complicated systems, drive the growth of his businesses. His approach shows how clarity and discipline can outperform complexity every single time.
And see, the thing about it is people see where he is now. But they do not remember. Now, he made his thing about taking a door, and putting it on 2 sawhorses, and that was his desk. That he started on the top floor of the police building in downtown Huntington on 10th Street.
They had a call center there.
He took over that and got to Huntington to buy into all that stuff, you know what I mean? And got a deal for him. And I don't know the whole complexities, the whole thing.
I mean, the company Amazon started selling books. That was what they did. And it was the first major online retailer who sold books at a good price and shipped them really quick. And that was his goal. And he built the habits for himself and then trained his employees to do the same thing. And then when he started to expand his business, he came to Huntington. We still have an Amazon call center just down the road right here. You can see it from the interstate.
It's a heck of a lot bigger than that floor he started on.
Oh, yeah.
But you see, everybody sees the end result.
Yeah.
They do not see the process.
Yes.
And the process has been paved by people that have done 2 things. They paid the price, and they went through the process. They didn't skip anything.
Yeah.
And they kept reinvesting and keep what? Moving forward.
Yeah.
Moving forward. And you see, you can list a ton of people that have done that same thing. But they didn't start at the penthouse.
Mm-hmm.
They started on the ground floor.
Yeah.
And what about the people who had no path to follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like, you think about it. In my business,
you were the first.
There was no such thing as a basketball lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was no model to follow. Now, for people wanting to get into this, there's all kinds of models to follow,
Yeah.
But there wasn't. You had to be a trailblazer. You had to cut the road.
Mm-hmm.
You had to pave the road.
Yeah.
You had to do all those things. See, there's a difference between somebody that drives down the road once it's paved
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody that built the road.
Yes.
Big difference in those two.
Yeah.
Okay? And then that's the lasting difference because they don't what? Well, it's not worth it. Well, I'm looking for a way out. Man, this is hard.
Yeah.
Man, no, they're not even thinking about that. Those thoughts never entered their mind.
Right.
They just keep going, trudging forward.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. The little engine that could, toot, toot. That's the same principle.
Yeah. And the principle with what, looking at these people, these four individuals and what we've talked about here, the principle is really, really clear. Tools are multipliers, but habits, that's the foundation.
Oh.
You can add as many apps or gadgets as you want, but without the habits to support those tools, they won't take you very far.
100%. And the bigger the house, guess what? The bigger the foundation got to be.
Yep.
Okay? You just can't, you can't have a 20,000 square foot building on a 2,000 square foot foundation.
It ain't going to work.
It ain't going to work.
Not going to hold it up.
Never will. So, however big it is, I don't know how big you want it. Me personally, bigger is not always better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, it just depends on what you want. It's your preference.
Yeah. So, if you had to give the people listening right now one simple habit that they could start this week, right now, that would immediately improve their productivity, Jim, what would you throw at them?
I'm going to tell you, first thing I would say, if I had to give you one thing, one simple habit, is to be consistent. Be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, that starts before your feet hit the floor every morning when you swivel out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I'm going to get up. I'm going to what? I'm going to have a good attitude. Now, to be consistent, there's a lot of intangibles that go under that.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to have my A game on every day. I'm going to be dressed. I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to see that? Because with consistency, guess where everybody's going to fall short? Focus.
Mm-hmm.
Can't focus. You can't have consistency without focus.
Yeah.
And is that something everybody can have? Do you have to buy it?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't have to buy it.
You don't. I mean, consistent actions will outperform complicated systems every single time.
That's exactly right.
Like, for example, consistency. Every Thursday night, 8:30, where are we at?
We're right here.
Right here, recording this show because we want to be consistent. We want to get the messages that we're hoping to share, the content we're hoping to get for the listeners. We want to make sure it's out. And we've got it scheduled. We know Thursday night, we're going to be here. We're going to do this. We are that is our habit. Now, we have great tools to put this podcast together. We've got a Rodecaster Pro 2. We got some pod mics. We've got a MacBook sitting here. We've got the tools to do it. But if we're not consistent, we're wasting our time.
No question. And so, the people that would benefit from this, sometimes they're not listening.
Yeah.
Because they're out chasing something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, remember, Serena Williams says, well, I'm not chasing nothing. They're chasing me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in my sport and what I do, they're all chasing the scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, do they really want that scholarship?
Yeah.
Because when it gets down to where they need to at the nitty-gritty here in 11th and 12th grade,
mm-hmm.
things have all changed because of inconsistency and lack of focus.
Yes.
So, again, they get to a certain high school. They used to train. So what are you doing? We're developing a bunch of really good young kids. Well, guess what? Last time I checked, they're not going to be young forever.
Right.
What happens when they get to high school and college?
Mm-hmm.
They're not young anymore. Now the things that they used to like doing down here, guess what? They lost that consistency. They lost that focus. Now they're totally out trying to chase everything.
Yeah.
Let it chase you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless you're the lead dog, the scenery never changes.
Yeah, the view is not going to change.
It never changes. It's second place, third place, fourth place, whatever down the road. I'm not looking backwards. But you see, again, what you deem as important, that's what you'll basically go after.
Yeah.
Like the sticky note.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that thing. I put it where I could visually see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I consistently focused and worked hard to achieve it. And when you get it, that's a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
Okay? That's motivation. That's positive things. Not, oh man, I knew I'd never do that. Da 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 da. You're buying into the exit ramp.
And it plays back into what we talked about with mindset.
Positive mindset.
Yes. Are you going to look at this and find a way to grow, or are you going to look at it and say, well, that's not for me?
But remember, if you don't put much in it, it don't take much to get out.
Right.
But when you put a lot in it, you hear people say, man, I'm in it too deep now. I can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not the way you want to look at it. You're in it where you are because you stuck with it.
Yeah.
See, that's two ways of looking at it. That's a positive and negative. All right? And I'm just telling you, consistency, telling you, focus, man.
Being
that
consistent.
will get you. Yeah, because if you don't, you're inconsistent.
Yeah.
That means you're up and down. I mean, as long as if you might like to ride on one of those roller coasters.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, average.
Yeah.
Average. Top of the bottom, best of the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Average. And I don't really think people want to be average. I look at them and say, do you really want to be average? No. Well, then you can't do what average people do. They have no direction.
Yeah.
No purpose. They're like a bouncy ball on them crazy balls off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people do.
So what you're saying is they're consistent at being inconsistent.
Exactly right. They throw stuff on the wall and see if whatever sticks.
Yeah.
And that's what they go with. Now that's not going to get it. Not going to cut it. Never has, never will. And you can have the best tools in the world, but without the good habits, the consistency and the focus and the game plan, okay, and the things we just talked about today, guess what? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Now, I want it to happen for you. But you got to have those things in place to make it happen. And anybody can get those. Excuse me. Anybody can get those. It's not about being rich or poor. It's not about being smart or dumb. It's about being driven. How bad do you want it?
Yeah.
Okay? Then that's when things start to get better. Okay? Sometimes, how bad do you want it? Show me how bad you want it. I'm going to give it to you. Because when you give somebody something, guess what? You can take it away.
Yep.
But when you earn it, ain't nobody can take it away. Oh, they'll talk about you.
Mm-hmm.
But that success, jealousy is a success disease too.
Yeah.
They're jealous of it because they didn't get there. Well, they didn't put the work in. So if I'm watching that guy, I'm watching a lot of videos of old groups.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going tomorrow to Lexington with my daughter to see a concert. I'm going to see a group called Little River Band.
Oh, yes.
And a group called Three Dog Night.
Yep.
One is the loneliest number.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, so I remember all those guys looking at what's that. Now, how come I'm not up there doing that? One, I can't sing. Two, I definitely can't what?
Yeah.
I can't play any instruments. But how do those guys get to that way? Same way. Same exact thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can shoot a jump shot and teach that. They worked on that guitar, that keyboard, or whatever. Whatever. And I'll end on this one. I was watching a thing last night, and they were interviewing the lead singer of the Guess Who.
Okay.
You know who that is?
I don't know his name, but I know the
Burton
band.
Cummings.
Okay.
Okay. And he was talking about one of the greatest thrills of his life was getting a phone call. Now, he's already got success, hits, everything, right? This guy, no time left for all that stuff. He got a call from Ringo Starr.
Oh.
Ringo wanted him to be in his all-star band.
Yeah.
Now, the all-star bands consist. I saw Ringo's all-star band.
Oh, yeah. There's been
They had the key singer, Toto, Edgar Winter.
Yep.
I mean, you talk about
Tim Schmidt from the Eagles was in there. Joe Walsh has played with them. Tons of people.
He said, I couldn't call Ringo Starr and say, I want to be in that. Ringo Starr had to call you and invite you.
Yeah.
So he said, I got to call him. This is Burton. This is Ringo. I need you to call me. So he said, oh, somebody's playing a prank. So he called the number.
Yeah.
Hello. Ringo Starr answered. Oh, my God, it is Ringo. He goes, that's right. He said, so they wanted me to sing some of my key songs, and plus they needed a keyboard guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, that was the greatest call because I couldn't do it. I had to be invited. And that was all based off what? My past successes.
Yeah.
Which is due to what? Consistency. Focus, direction, habit, practice, good habits, bad habits. Now, they probably had a few bad ones in there somewhere down the road. But guess what? They're still kicking. And they sound better now than ever.
Nice.
I'm pumped.
Awesome.
Well, see, I'll go watch that concert, and I'll be thinking about this. I'll be thinking about what we talked about tonight.
Nice.
That's where my brain goes.
Yep.
And I'll be sharing it with my daughter. She has no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. She might be listening.
She might be listening. Now,
looking at the stats, there's somebody listening where she lives. So it could be her.
It could be her. There you go.
Before we wrap up today, we're up to one of, as I've said before, my favorite segments I've ever come up with on a podcast. And that's we're going to throw to Coach Clayton with his Wisdom of the Week.
Now it's time for Jimmy's Wisdom of the Week. This is where Jimmy shares one of his famous Jimmyisms to inspire the listener.
Okay, Jim. So I'm gonna tell the folks how the sausage is made here a little bit. We started recording without getting the Wisdom of the Week down on paper. So I'm going to throw it to you right now and let you throw out the Wisdom of the Week that you've chosen and break it down for us and tell us all about it.
Okay, the Wisdom of the Week this week is goals without a plan are just dreams. Now, every night we go to bed, we dream of the way things could be, want to be, all those things, right? But the question is, there's dreamers and there's doers. Which one are you? Okay? So if you dream it the way you want it to be, what plan do you have set in place that you can go start knocking those things off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because if you don't have one, it's just going to be a really good dream, and you're going to wake up to tomorrow, and that's called reality. Okay? So set your goals, but have a plan, and then turn that dream into what? Something positive that you actually dreamed up and wanted to do, because that's a sense of accomplishment. And when you do those things and you put your head down every night on that pillow, guess what, boy? You sleep a whole lot better. No regrets, baby.
Yes.
No regrets.
Thank you for that, Jim. Another great Wisdom of the Week here on Shooting It Straight. Before we close out, let's take a minute and wrap up what it is we've covered today. Tonight, we talked about the difference between tools and habits, why relying on tools alone rarely works, and how to create systems that actually support your natural workflow. We also shared some real-life examples showing that minimal tools combined with strong habits often lead to the best results. The big takeaway is this: tools can help, but habits are what drive real, lasting productivity. Focus on building simple, consistent habits first, and then use tools to reinforce them. Jim, do you want to add one final thought before we move into our closing announcements?
Oh, you nailed it, my friend. You nailed it. Habits. Habits is what if you want to be in that place where you hit that big shot and the crowd is going crazy. You got to put the practice in and develop those habits when there's nobody watching. It's what you do when nobody's watching. Okay? And the thing about it is in today's world, almost everything that goes on with our youth is adult generated. It's not generated by the person that really wants it.
Yeah.
So start thinking on your own, getting outside your comfort zone, going out on that Taj Mahal court that your mom and dad built for you, and working on this stuff. Because then one day it'll happen and you'll feel like, man, have I done that before? Yeah, deja vu, baby.
Nice. So next week on Shooting It Straight, we're tackling a myth that nearly all of us fall for, the idea that multitasking makes us more productive. The truth is, science shows multitasking actually slows us down, drains our focus, and leaves us feeling busier than we really are. We're going to break down what's really happening in your brain when you try to juggle too much at once. We're going to share strategies for building deep focus and talk about how to cut through daily distractions without ignoring the people who need you. If you've ever felt like you're working hard but not getting anywhere, this is an episode you won't want to miss. So join us as we record straight on multitasking and show you how focus wins every time. Remember that we record these episodes live each week on Thursday evenings at approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join us by heading over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/live or via a modern podcast app. Also, join the Shooting It Straight Discord community. We've created a space for listeners to connect, to ask questions, to share insights, and to keep the conversation going beyond the podcast. Join us by heading over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/discord. And we also have a Facebook page that is dedicated to the podcast where you can see updates and posts related to the show. You can head over to shootingitstraightpodcast.com/Facebook to access the page, and you can give us a follow. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone. Follow us online at shootingitstraightpodcast.com. That's where you'll find every episode, updates, and more. Until next time, I'm Randy Black.
And I'm Coach Jim Clayton.
Don't let tools distract you. Let your habits drive you. Consistency beats complexity every time.
And always keep shooting it straight. Bam, son.